Megan Fenyo presents I Am Enough TV. Be your best self. Awaken the power within you. Transform your life completely through the power of ultimately believing you are enough. Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of I Am Enough TV. I am your host, Megan Fenyo, and I am so excited to have such a phenomenal guest today. Jen Kramer is joining us, and I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this female is. So I'm excited to have her share her story and all of the amazing things that she's doing for nonprofits. She is a true bombshell. Welcome, Jen, to I'm Enough TV.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and so grateful. I appreciate it.
Yay.
Thank
We
you.
have been waiting to do this interview.
I know.
So we'll tell our backstory in a few minutes. But the first question that I always ask the guest to get the show started is, what does it mean for you to be enough?
So that's such an interesting question because you had kind of told me a little bit, and I know that this is your, the movement that you're starting, the I Am Enough movement. And I think that I would say 98, 99% of things always revert back to feeling like you're enough, right? So, in my past experience through education and through training adults, that's the one thing that I feel that people don't spend enough time on is understanding themselves, how they operate, how they communicate, and basically having that sense and feeling of being enough. So to me, that just means that you're able to self-reflect, take accountability for your actions and choices and behaviors in life, and forgive yourself for, where you were at that point in time, learn from it, and then move on. So.
Definitely. I love the word forgive. So forgiving yourself for not being perfect, because there's no such thing as being perfect, right? In this world.
Yeah.
And so I love your answer, by the way, because you are 100% enough. And as most of my viewers know, I am the founder and CEO of the International I Am Enough movement, which is now a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And I would not be in this position if it wasn't for you. You are amazing. You have done so much for me in just the few short months that I've been become a nonprofit. So share your story. You guys, it's incredible the knowledge that this woman has and the outreach that she has. So there's so much to share. So where do you want to start? Do you want to share your story or what you do first? The floor is yours, girl.
Thank you. First, I do want to say, I appreciate you saying thank you and, being grateful for helping you with the nonprofit. But I do want to say everything in my belief system comes from within ourselves. So I just simply showed you all the tools and all of the things, but everything in this movement comes from you. And, I'm super grateful to have met you and to be able to work with you in this movement, because it's so needed, not just for young girls, because I think that's who struggle the most with this. But I think it's for everyone. And that's why I'm so grateful to know you. And yes, we met, goodness, I don't even know how long ago was it?
We met in September, because that's when I was just filing the paperwork. And from our fellow friend, Michelle Madich, who has been on I Am Enough TV. But we never officially met in person until February.
Right.
So yes, it's a new friendship.
But it's still a deep connection.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. That's what I was going to say. It feels like I've known you forever.
I know, it's so crazy because we share similar life experiences, and but just, we really have passion for what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We really want to truly make an impact in this world on not just a cursory level, but just really, impact the masses of people, and doing that through the influences that we have, the experiences that we have, and sharing our stories. And yes, I got to meet you through Michelle and Ryan Long through City Gala, and our dear friend Ryan, who passed away.
Yes.
And I guess I've been helping nonprofits through, I don't even know, for maybe 20 years. I was assistant principal principal, an athletic director, a teacher for 17 years at a private school in Georgia. And I learned so much. The school was a nonprofit. So I was able to learn about development, developing relationships, communication. And I learned so much at that school. I literally grew up there. I started teaching at 19.
Wow.
And it was so crazy. And I learned so much. And I've always kind of been an out of the box thinker. My belief system is very different than most people. And, I had amazing parents growing up. And I truly believe that, my daily actions come from a place of love and compassion for people. And that's one thing I try to do and instill not only in kids, but when I was a teacher, one of my things, like in a classroom, I gave my kids the opportunity to pick like where they can sit, how they can sit. Half of them chose bean bags, but I would just let them. And to me, that was such a neat opportunity. And I learned so much about development and how important it is to give back. Mm-hmm. That's something that I instill in my daughter. And it's so important today to understand that. So, I work with nonprofits, and I was at my school for 17 years and ended up having some health issues due to personal choices, in my life where I used to bottle everything up inside, all of the things. I'm kind of the rock for my family and my friends. And I don't get to be sick. I don't get to be hurt. I don't get to be upset. I don't get to be mad. I get to show up happy, excited, and be the support system for everybody in my life, my teams and work. And that took a toll on me because I never actually looked within myself. And I kind of bottled it up for about 15, 16 years. And my body hit a wall, got very sick, and had to face some realities. And the doctor basically said, you need to change something in your life or you won't be here for your daughter. So I quit my job, and I realized, I always felt my purpose was bigger than just being at one school. And I quit my job and just started realizing doing bigger things. I have social emotional curriculum that I have met my business partner who, I'm all about changing a system and creating solutions. So we created our own school system. So we currently have 3 schools, getting 3 more in the state of Florida. And then I also,
and these are just like, not just normal. I mean, the schools are huge, and like they're super successful, and the amount of money that you've raised, like it's phenomenal. Like I don't want, like, you're very, very humble about it, but you guys, seriously, like these schools are amazing. And I know your business partner, Dan, was actually on I Am Enough TV. His episode was a couple months back, but he was already on the show too. So you guys are doing phenomenal things.
Yes, we're all about systematic change and impact and creating solutions. A lot of the times, and that's why I think I connect with you, is that you with your movement and what you're doing, in the San Diego area with your house, providing solutions, and you're actually providing a physical solution, not just putting Band-Aids on things and raising money and it not going. You're actually creating impact system-wide. So that's one of the reasons why I think we align with each other so much.
Yes, definitely. So. Thank you so much. That was very sweet. But yeah, it's been an incredible journey for sure. Can you share how much money you have raised for the nonprofit? I mean, I know one of the numbers, but I don't know if that's just for one of the schools or if it's a total.
So throughout my years of development, through all different various types of nonprofits, whether it's a school or an entity like yours, I think I've raised probably a little over 50 million. So
50 million, you guys, like that is incredible. Absolutely incredible. $50 million. And I just have to say, like, even every time I talk to you, you're always working, not always, but you learn to find that balance because you are a single mom. Mm-hmm. And you are running these nonprofits in the process of opening 3 more schools, you said, in Florida?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So share with us, how do you find that balance? Because as a therapist, I always talk with my patients and try myself too to find that balance between self-care and work. And as entrepreneurs and things like that, when we're working for ourselves per se, like we can find ourselves working 14, 15-hour days. Now, I don't have a child, But I'm really interested, and I know our viewers are too. How do you find that balance to do everything that you do and also take care of your daughter and yourself?
I guess it's my perception and how I view it. It's like the have to get to. So I get to go to work every day. I get to, spend time with my daughter. I get to take her to cheer. I get to do things. So it's my mentality, my perception of things. So even if I'm working starting at 6 a.m. and ending at 2 a.m., depending on the day and how many days in a row I did it, it to me, it's not work. To me, it's the value I'm providing for my team, for my kids, for my daughter, for my family. And, but I do have daily routines that I do. I definitely, I love to work out. So that's one of the things I love to do. It's very copacetic for me. It helps me set my intentions for the day, helps me clear my head, do lots of different things. So I do make sure every day there's a part of that day that takes care of me. So, because if I don't take care of me, then I can't take care of everyone else in my life, is the way I see it. I learned that the hard way. So that's one thing I definitely maintain. And like I'm saying, I just, my daughter is very, I've raised her in a very different kind of way, to just be very open-minded. I've built in a lot of, my social emotional program that I wrote was based on her. So she was like my guinea pig. Yeah. So, and, I tested everything out on her, and she's just, a very emotionally intelligent little girl. And, she's a teenager now, so that's like a roller coaster. But, that balance is really important, though, that you take that self-care. And, like I was gone, in addition to the schools and the NPO stuff I do, the NPO is the give back. I donate my services for that. Mm-hmm. And then the schools is what I run, but then we also have a government contract through HIDA, which is high intensity drug trafficking areas. So we work and we train law enforcement and educators to get drug prevention programming in schools. That is basically drug prevention programming that never talks about drugs. So what we do is we just empower kids to understand and create a vision and mission and purpose in life. So if they focus on that, then are less likely to do drugs and have at-risk behaviors. So we've been doing a study on that, for the past couple of years. And so that's another. So I have like 3 avenues that I work in on a daily basis and manage teams. And I love every single second of it. Absolutely every second. But, my greatest accomplishment in life is my daughter. So that is, I think, one of my purposes in life is to be a mom. Mm-hmm. And that's super important to me that I show her, every single day through my actions, not just my words, how it is to be intentional and to, how you show up every day in life is so important. So that's one of the things I try to do for her. So.
And that's so true. How you show up in life. I love that, because on this show, we talk a lot about being unapologetically you and owning who you are and living in your authenticity and your integrity. And that means showing up every day, even if you don't feel like it. As a therapist, I know there's so many days where I'm just like, I just don't want to be a therapist today. And well, I shouldn't say so many days, but there's, days that come that, happen. I just don't want to be a therapist, but you have to do the things to get your mind right. And that's so important, because working out is one of my favorite things too. It's kind of like my self-care, and it's my time to like let go of different things. I know that you have been, like I keep saying, a huge support to me. I consider you a mentor in this. You're on my advisory board, but more than that, you are like my mentor when it comes to everything nonprofit. I literally called Jen, I think like 3 weeks ago, and had a huge meltdown. And I was like, I need to talk to you, because, I'm still learning what it means to run a nonprofit. Like, I'm a therapist. I never expected to run a business ever. Like, I never thought, like, I have my private practice, but that's a business, but it's not a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do ClickFunnels, and I don't have to do email lists and all of that stuff for my private practice. But so really, like, jumping into this business avenue was huge for me. And I'm still learning, but I think there's so many people out there that want to start a nonprofit. There's so many people out there that have such great ideas and have such a drive to want to help people. But I think that fear, they're stuck behind it. Right. And I have you to be able to walk through this with, like, if I, like the meltdown I had like 3 weeks ago, what advice would you give to someone who wants to start their own nonprofit, that has this idea, but it's that fear and not really knowing what to do first? Like, what would you say would be the first step for them to move forward with their dream?
I would say getting really clear on your mission. I call it your why. So get really clear on why you want to do this. And then it's just about a matter of following the process, how to set it up, how to learn how to raise your own funding, how to choose your advisory and board, strategically, so you can best, support your communities, and being consistent. So I would say clarity on your mission and being consistent. A lot of people change up and down, and because they think they're changing with the times or with society, and you do, but you change what you offer, but you don't change who you are in the core. That's kind of like your core belief system as a person. Like, to me, life that I associate, because I'm an athlete, I associate life with like the game of baseball. It throws you curveballs constantly, but it's how when you react to it. So, but my core belief system, nobody or anything in life changes my core belief system. I will always show up the same way every day, patient, understanding, accepting for everyone. And that's how you need to do with your business, especially as a nonprofit. Just be consistent with that message.
Oh, I needed to hear that, because honestly, we're putting together this big event. So for those of you who are watching, make sure you jump to our website, IamEnoughMovement.info, to get part of this event that we're hosting. It's a virtual event at the end of September to help raise money for our nonprofit. But I literally, at this point, I am so exhausted. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I'm emotionally drained, and the event hasn't even started. I'm super excited about it, but I think it was all the planning and really like feeling out, like you and I said, like how to communicate with my board and what all of this looks like. Cause this literally is the first event that the I'm Enough movement is hosting, this, our first big event. So those people that are in nonprofits right now that are working on fundraising, cause right now during COVID and everything, it's very difficult for fundraising. Like, what advice do you have for those people who are just feeling like just emotionally drained or not knowing what to do in this COVID situation with fundraising?
So I do want to comment, like on your situation, when you came to me, when you keep saying your meltdown, I don't think it's a meltdown.
I totally had a meltdown. And I will own it. I did for like the whole week. I was just, I think you didn't see the worst of it, but I did have a meltdown. But anyway, but yeah.
But I think actually the title, if you really take your title literally, I am enough, like you did not feel that you had it within you. And I reminded you that you have everything within you. You have the power. It's your company, your movement. You do it. You can do it all yourself. And I think you kind of needed that like little switch flipped back in you to recharge yourself. Because a lot of the times I equate this with concrete with money. It's something that I teach in my training, so adults and kids. And I always say, if you had $86,400 in your bank account and someone stole $10 from you, are you going to throw $86,390 away just to find the person who stole your money? Because that's what we do on like a daily basis, because there's 86,400 seconds in a day. And someone or something will affect us for 10 seconds and it will destroy our whole day. And we allow that.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the times we need to be conscious and aware of that, so we're able to not react. And NPOs today, it is a little bit more challenging to find fundraising, right? But if you really think out of the box and really research, I was actually on the phone today with a couple of different grants. I had the National PAL grant, the Dell grant. I was on a phone with all these grant calls, I'll say ironically, and we were talking about how it's a ripple effect. You start in your local community, you build that awareness in your local community, and you build that support, and then it ripples out from there. So if you do that and you really focus like where you're at and get the support of your local community, the funds come in. And it's, remember, keeping that mindset of abundance, that the funds will come in to help support your cause. So, and I think you're actually seeing that as your mindset changes and then you see shifts within yourself, you're creating more abundance within your movement.
Yeah. And it definitely is. I know right now we needed to do one big fundraising so that we have some money to kind of be able to do more outreach and networking and all of
Same.
that stuff. And so it's so true. And right now, I think during COVID, it's literally like thinking outside of the box. And I know that this event that we're doing is really kind of thinking outside the box, and hopefully it will be a huge success. Not hopefully,
Yeah.
it will be a huge success.
There you go. Speaking of,
I know, right? So the show is never long enough, and we do have to wrap up. But if people are interested in reaching out to you, talking about maybe starting a nonprofit, maybe they have questions because they are CEOs or on the board of a nonprofit, what is the best way for people to get in contact with you?
so I'll give you my personal email. So it's jennifer.s as in Sam.Kramer, Kramer @gmail. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me. Or if they want to send something to you and you redirect them to me, maybe you could link it on this. However, I'm not sure how you do
Of course.
this. So.
Yes, we will definitely have it all in there. Again, jennifer.s.Kramer, correct?
Yes, at
Okay,
Gmail.
perfect. So one question that I always ask at the end of the show, so hopefully you're ready for this question.
Yes, I am.
But it's one of my favorites. What is your favorite mantra or affirmation?
So it's actually funny because I've got this. So this is on my fridge, and I make sure that, because you told me the question. But it's something that I read every single day. And it says, too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. So that's super big for me, because to me, I get to decide who I'm going to be every single day. And this is who I choose to be every single day for all the people in my life. So that's kind of what
you choose to show up every single day, and you have shown up for me in more ways than not. And thank you so much, Jen, for changing my life and inspiring me and pushing me to go beyond my comfort zone. And I'm still learning, and it's been a ride so far, but I definitely would not be here without you. So
you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. And to all of our viewers, make sure you reach out to Jennifer. Jen, what's the website for one of the schools if they wanted to learn more about the schools and all the other stuff? Is it just best for them to reach out to you?
No, so like our school website is www.mlmpipa.org. So it's My Life, My Power Preparatory, our International Preparatory Academy.
Awesome. So just check out what she's doing. She is amazing. Thank you again, Jen, for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
And I always end the show with my favorite quote, which is, you are enough just as you are, regardless of whatever season you're in. And the more you celebrate and focus on that, the more you will live in your strength. You can, thank you. I think it's from my book. Is it from, it is from my book. I was like, I didn't remember.
I know I have your book upstairs. My daughter and I are
I'm writing number 2. It'll be out next year.
Yay, I'm so excited.
And then I'm done after that. But we'll see. Yeah. And so for everyone that's watching, do not forget that I Am Enough TV airs every morning at 7 a.m. on easyway.tv, or you can find episodes on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV by searching Easy Way Network. Be sure to grab some free resources and your free I Am Enough cards, and also register to be a part of our virtual run walk that is happening in September by heading to our website, www.IamEnoughMovement.info. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, remember, in everything you do, be bold, be brave, be unapologetically you, because you are enough.
I love that.